part of a pickup load from my stepfather's. It's mostly pine. There's some poplar in there, a little bit of maple, but mostly pine. So we're going to unload it, and we're going to get it stacked. There's two different methods that we use to stack our firewood, and we'll show you both of those. So the first way we like to store our firewood is on racks. These racks we make ourselves, and we saw the idea on YouTube. Then you have cinder blocks at the bottom that you put the 2x4s in, the vertical ones. You have one in the middle and one on each end, cinder blocks. And then you basically just have two rails. So that was the design I saw on YouTube. I don't remember the channel, this was years ago. Changed it up a little. So the last one I made actually put a cross section here, and it's really hard to see, but actually a 2x4 across the middle as well. So the newer one I made actually has three horizontal rails. It'd be one all the way down, and just a little more support. They are incredibly strong with the two rails, but you can see they do bow just a little bit of a bow there, even with the cinder block in the middle. You can hold a decent amount of wood. The vertical 2x4s are 4 feet, and they're 8 feet long. So you can hold a good amount of wood on them, and we've got a couple set up. The plastic you see on top is actually plastic left over when we took the plastic off the greenhouse. So it was on the greenhouse at least 4 or 5 years, and it's being used again to help keep the firewood dry. Second way we like to store our firewood is by using pallets. So we just make little bins on top of pallets. Here's one we've had for quite a few years, probably over 5 at least. Has what's left of our tomato stakes in there. What's great about using pallets is we can use it for the small wood that maybe we've cut too short, that just won't fit on the first racks we showed. And the pallets actually make it portable for us. We have forks for our tractor, so we can just very simply take the bucket off the tractor, put forks on, and then move this where we want the wood. Or if we're cutting wood in the woodlot, we can actually bring in a box to put the wood in as we're cutting it. So it really makes life easier. I was watching a great video the other day, the Irish Homestead, and they go through some uses of pallets, what they use pallets for on their homestead. Check them out. Great little channel. Really kind of fun video to watch, to see how they use pallets in a different country. It is apparently a really wet spring for them. So while you're watching the video and you hear all the squishing, keep in mind they've had a lot of rain this year. It's Ireland, so it's going to be wet anyways, but apparently more than what they're used to. So check them out, the Irish Homestead, and you can see how they use pallets. They do use it for firewood. They use it slightly different. They don't make racks, they just stack it on top, that works too. We like this because we can move our firewood as needed, and we can use it for those small little pieces that the guy with the chainsaw cut too short. So we're gonna build one on top of this, and we'll load up some of that pine and elm. The pine for my stepfather's, the elm that fell into the honeyberries. So here we are, our pallet bin for wood. We've left board off the sides here. There's one more level we can go, but this height right here is where it's comfortable for me to reach down in and grab wood from the inside of the pallet at the bottom. So what we're going to do for the board that goes across here on both sides is we're going to carriage bolt them. So we'll drill some holes, put some carriage bolt through, and hold the boards that way. That way we can access the bottom of the pallet fairly easily. So I made this one a little bit taller than the ones I've made in the past. The vertical 2x4s are 48 inches, and we just made them flush on the bottom and on the sides of the pallet. And then we just used a piece of board between the two boards, basically as a placeholder. So there's a piece of board I just put through here and held it while I nailed the next one in place. So it kept it pretty uniform. Down here we went with a tomato stake for thickness, so it's about 1.25 inches from the bottom of the pallet, and that way any wood won't fall out on us, any small wood. And from the front. So I'll drag it back closer to the pile a little bit, and we'll fill it up. Put the 2 more boards on the sides. I have them set up on carriage bolts so they can come on and off easily. And then we'll put plastic or something else along the top. But that's it. So that's the second type of pallet, second type of firewood rack we like to use. A pallet box basically, or bin, however you want to phrase it. Thanks for watching.